Hey everyone, it's Alice, and I'm here today with August's episode of Book Box Duel. So if you haven't seen July's episode yet, I am proud to tell you that OwlCrate won last month. Even though I thought FairyLoot's book was more beautiful, I thought OwlCrate's box as a whole was a lot better, which means we're going to be opening FairyLoot first this month, because we always open last month's loser first. So let's see what's in here. There is a reason that we are filming this in the middle of September, and it is because this box only arrived, I think, 2 days ago. It has been horrendously delayed. I think a lot of people thought it wasn't coming at all. There weren't really any updates at all, and now the September adult book is already shipping. So I don't know quite what was going on with this box, but I hope that it's an amazing one just to make up for the wait. For sure. Okay, straight up. We've got a tumbler. I'm a bit nervous by the fact that something is clinking in this box, I'm not gonna lie. Not in this box particularly, but in the actual FairyLoot box. So we have... Oh, it's the straw. The straw is jingling. That's fine. And this is very hard to read. It's covered in plastic. Was this really necessary? Do we really need to have plastic all the way inside and outside of it? God damn. Forget the environment, jeez. Right. So, you are mine and I am yours. And together, this world is ours. Oh, that's really, really pretty. It's a little bit of a strange... Because, like, then the straw goes in the top. I don't know, it feels more like a TBR jar because of, like, the something about the dimensions of it doesn't really feel like a drinking tumbler, but it's pretty. I have a lot, and I do mean a lot, of drinkware from book boxes, so I'm not, like, the most interested in this, but it is a pretty design. And I will try to get it back into the bubble wrap to keep it safe. It's going to take me a couple of hours, apparently. And now my nose is itchy. This is going great. Next up, I can see we have Bone Season book tabs. Oh wait, who designed this? This was designed by Dree Gomez at St. Dree. So then we have Bone Season book tabs designed by Blanca Design. And I am excited because I like page tabs and I like the Bone Season. Ooh, these are pretty! What? So you've got the little moths, you've got the little flowers. And they've got the colours from the first 3 books, which is really, really beautiful. Feels like there's quite a few on each stack as well. And it also has the ruler down the side so that you can work out where you're going and you can, like, slot it in if you've got a notebook. So that's really cool. And it's got page tabs. Get it? Because the main character is called Paige. That's stupid, but I love it. Okay, that's very, very cute. I do love stationery items, and I don't think I've ever seen book tabs that have actually been, like, inspired by a book series. I've only ever seen, like, plain ones or very, very loose designs. Ooh! Bookends. Been a while since we've had a bookend box. Sean. Gideon the Ninth bookends. Okay, FairyLoot win. I don't care. I don't even need to open OwlCrate's box. Like, this is... Okay, this is so to my aesthetic. I love Gideon the Ninth. I love it so deeply. And I love skeletons and spooky things. And I love bookends. And I love high quality items. And this feels like this ticks off all of the boxes. So, if OwlCrate managed to beat this, they will be very, very lucky. If anything manages to beat this year, it's going to be very, very lucky. This is, like, my ideal item. So, I'm very biased towards this box now. Oh, this is super cute. Well, we will see what else comes out, but I'm very excited with this one. I'm very happy with this one. Oh, this is also clinking. Oh, is this more cutlery? Please not more cutlery. Please not more straws. I've got so many straws. I've got so much cutlery. Whatever it is on the floor. Okay, I can kind of let that slide because their straws covered in little skulls and crossbones, which are like stupidly doofy. I'm a little bit frustrated because they're all very shallow straws. That's not going to get to the bottom of most of the cups that we have because we are a family that like big drinks. And they also don't have any kind of bends in them, and I always find it more interesting when you get a few different designs of straw in your straw sets. But I like skulls. So then we get to... Oh, there's more stuff going on in here. Oh, what's happening? Hang on, we've got the spoiler card. Right, the metal straws are by Blanca Design. The bookends are by Jez Hawk. The tumbler, as I said, was by St. Dree, and the page tails are by Blanca Design. We also have a sticker sheet, which is designed by No One Designs, and it's all gothic. You've got Dead or Alive Tombstone. You've got Raising the Dead for Beginners. I mean, if that's the book that they've got in here, I'll be interested. Very, very cute. Generally gothic-y. I like that. Spoiler card artwork. And I've just dropped the spoiler card before telling you about the tarot cards. Oh! Dropped the book as well. This is going brilliantly. So we have... Ooh! Who are these people? We got the Queen of Stars and the King of Stars. So we have a lady in a very, very impressively bony breastplate. And a man who has like a bony whip thing. I feel like these are also from Gideon the Ninth. Might be Camilla and Protesta House, but don't quote me on that. No. Oh, this is Ren and Julian from Bonesmith by Nikki Popreto. Okay, I haven't actually heard of that one. I've heard of Nikki Popreto because she did the Crown of Feathers series. I've got the whole OwlCrate collection of that. These are by Rosalind Arts. Sounds cool. I like bones. Is this going to be the book? Is that why it's like a bone-themed one? That would make sense. Let us find out together. It's not often that they do the tarot cards for the book the month that they feature the book. It's sometimes a couple of months after. But that just seems a bit too much of a coincidence. Ew! Whatever this is, there's bones. I see bones. Very pale green bones. Ooh. Bones! It's going to be Bonesmith, isn't it? That's going to be a nice, easy one. Right. So we've got... Ooh! Art card of the lady. The pretty lady with the bone breastplate. I like her. That is designed by Lizard Zardonyx. And is very, very beautiful. We have the Fairy Scoop of the month. And yes, it is Bonesmith by Nikki Popreto. And this has stenciled edges that have the cover on them, which is very, very cool. I'm starting to get a little bit tired of this because it doesn't always come across the nicest. Like, you can see the cover pops a lot more on the actual cover than it does on the edges. They look a little bit washed out. But I like the fact that FairyLoot have been trying to do this because it does make the edges more intricate. I just don't think it necessarily works on one like this when you could just do like a very intense bone print. Then you've got the art paper. The end paper there matches the art on the author letter, so that will also be from Lizard Zardonyx. You've got a stamp on the hardcover case of like Bone Lady looking very intensely with like a tower, cathedral, city thing behind her. Cool. Ready your blade to defeat the undead. I'm up for that. And then at the other end we've got the other man from the tarot cards with his like bone whip thing, looking a little bit menacing. And this one is signed. Looks like a digital signature. I will double check that. And we also have, ooh, an alternate cover under the dust jacket, which looks very badass. Lots of like action there. Still not much like undead killing going on, but like a big blade and some power coming out of it. I mean, this is pretty cool. This is definitely to my aesthetic. I like this box a lot. Feels a little bit early doing it in August, because obviously you'd normally expect the spooky boxes to be more Halloween time, but I will take spooky any time of the year. So, the reversible dust jacket art is also by Zardonyx, and it doesn't say who did the stamp on the hardcover case. Oh, it says it's foil on the hardcover. Oh, yes, it does. It's also all of the art on this is by Zardonyx. That's all you really need to know. But that doesn't look like foil to me. That looks more like just... Yeah, that's not foil. It's like a kind of acrylic. That's not shiny at all. Foil's shiny. Strange. Who knows? But let's just read out the blurb and see what this is about other than defeating the undead. Wait, I've just realised we've had the fan on this whole time. Sean! Such a pain in the ass. Right. Thank you. In the Dominions, the dead linger, violent and unpredictable, unless a bonesmith severs the ghost from its earthly remains. For bonesmith Wren, becoming a Valkyr, a ghost fighting warrior, is a chance to solidify her place in the noble house of Bone and impress her frequently absent father. But when sabotage causes Wren to fail her qualifying trial, she is banished to the border wall, the last line of defence against a wasteland called the Breach, where the vicious dead roam unchecked. Determined to reclaim her family's respect, Wren gets her chance when a House of Gold prince is kidnapped and taken beyond the wall. To prove she has what it takes to be a Valkyr, Wren vows to cross the breach and rescue the prince, but to do so she's forced into an uneasy alliance with one of the kidnappers, a fierce ironsmith called Julian from the exiled House of Iron, the very people who caused the breach in the first place, and the House of Bone's sworn enemy. As they travel, Wren and Julian spend as much time fighting each other as they do the undead. But when they discover there's more behind the kidnapping than either of them knew, they'll need to work together to combat the real danger, a dark alliance that is brewing between the living and the undead. And then at the bottom, it says it's Gideon the Ninth meets Game of Thrones. So I'm surprised that this is being marketed as young adult, because both of those are very adult novels. And this does sound like a much more adult novel than a lot of FairyLoot's adult picks have been recently. So I am very, very interested to discover what the deal with this is, because it's coming across like it's going to be more of an adult fantasy, but it's in the YA box. Either way, I'm very excited. I love all the redesign. I think that it's absolutely stunning. I'm just very excited, really. Also, it's by Hodescape, and Hodescape normally don't do YA. They normally do adult. Who knows? But this box, utterly to my aesthetic, very excited, very happy. I'm going to move on to OwlCrate, and I don't think they're going to top this, and it's going to be embarrassing. We have too many empty boxes. So, time to open OwlCrate. And this has been sat waiting for us for a very long time, waiting for this FairyLoot box to arrive. So if FairyLoot then arrives like 3 weeks late and absolutely trashes them, it's gonna be gutting. This is the Through the Seasons box. So I'll pop the spoiler card down and refer to it if I need to for any of the fandoms or the artists. First up, we have a beautiful lilac box. But what do we have in this lilac box? Something that I'm not going to be able to tell you because I can't open it. Oh, it looks like a tin, maybe? Ooh, what is going on here? Oh! Okay, there's some... There's like a strip of metal in the lid, which is confusing. I'm wondering if that's not meant to be there. And then there's like a tin. It's a strange shape for a tin. Is it just like a storage tin? What's it inspired by? It's just kind of like, oh, through the seasons. You've got like autumn and winter and like ocean. That's the season. This is the A Court of Thorns and Roses inspired tin designed by Tomin Dennis, featuring art depicting each of the 7 courts in the series. that doesn't explain to me why it has to be like a hexagon. Because surely it would make more sense for it to be a heptagon. Because there's 7. And that's at the top when it could be another side. I don't know. It's a weird shape. The art is not to my taste. I like a Kotar, but not that much. So I might see if I can pass it on to somebody who really loves the series. Because that just doesn't do it for me personally. It's interesting to get something in a different shape. Don't get me wrong. I'm kind of tired with like circular tins. But that's just not something I can really see myself storing anything in. Possibly pencils. We'll see how it goes. Next up we have my favourite part of the month, which is the Treasured Tomes pin of the month. This is a monthly collection that OwlCrate are doing. It will run all the way through till December, and this will be August's one, which means we are 2/3 of the way through. And this is Encyclopedia of Fairies, which is inspired by Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I can't remember who the author is of that book, but it's very, very beautiful. And this says 29th October 1909, Fairy Circle found, frost makes it difficult to find elements of magic. So it's just a little journal entry from the book, and it's got little leaves and mushrooms and things around it, which, oh, it's very beautiful. All of these are so beautifully designed that even if I don't, by Heather Fawcett by the way, even if I don't know the book and even if I'm not familiar with the source material, I still really love these. And these are designed by No One Designs. Next up we have a little book thing. Oh, more sticky tabs. So this is what you must remember. The ending of one story is just the beginning of another. Winter, spring, summer, fall. Death is the 5th and master of all. I don't know what. Oh, inspired by the 5th season. And these are highlighter sticky tabs. So they're all just different colours that you can use to highlight the text. Because obviously they're thin enough that they can like go underneath it. Compared to the Bone Season ones, I don't like these as much. I like the fact that there's more colours and it looks like there's just about the same amount. So you'll get a lot more use out of these. But I did like the fact that the Bone Season ones were big enough to put a note on if you wanted to. And also had the little symbol so you could tell what they were inspired by. The only thing that's really inspired by the 5th season is the little case. And once you use up the tabs, the case will get recycled anyway. So not the biggest hit for me, but I do appreciate having more tabs. And those are designed by Riddle and Raisins. Riddle and Raisins? It's too late in the day. Riddle and Ravens and Teresa Chen. Next up we have the second in the Story Doorways collection. This is inspired by Narnia. And these are designed by Ice Wreath. Right, let's have a look at this. The first one of these I could not fit together for the life of me. So we're going to try and get this right this time. Sean said it was something like the thinner end went in. But that still doesn't seem to be happening for me. How did this go in?
And what goes in, but they didn't account for paint and contraction and shrinkage of the wood.
Oh, so it is like a little bit tight.
Yeah.
Okay. We will get this put together for you. In one way or another. Apparently. Oh no, I'm struggling. Sean is here to save the day with his meaty man hands. I'll do it. It's like, it's in enough. Courage, dear heart. It's not even funny. It's still very, very wobbly, and if you knock it at all, I think it would come straight out. But it's a doorway, and it's inspired by Narnia, and everybody knows Narnia, so this will be a lot more... I don't know, because the first one was The Hobbit, so I feel like that would also appeal to a lot of people. They're definitely putting fandoms in that a lot of people are going to recognise to make this series as successful as it is. It's just not to my aesthetic. I think if they were metal, I'd like them more. The wood, I don't really like. I don't think it would look particularly good on the bookcases because they're a little bit too short for me. But I'm sure people absolutely love these. Next up, we have a tiny little tin. And the tiny little tin is Rook, Bergamo and Autumn Woods by Fiction Bath Co. So we will have a look at this. Oh, that smells really good. I sometimes get nervous because some of the scented things that OwlCrate put in have given me really, really bad migraines in the past. So it's always concerning when there's a stinky thing. And this is solid perfume. How does one apply solid perfume? Sean is participating, yeah.
Is that not just like deodorant?
Yeah, but deodorant's in like a roller.
Oh yeah.
Like this is indented. So whereas I could like with a deodorant, with this I feel like I'd have to use my fingers, and then if I use my fingers the smell would be on my hands all day, and then that would definitely give me a migraine. I might just have this as like a I'm sad and need to smell something to pick me up kind of tin, because it's a very, very pleasant smell. It's just not I don't know, I think surely that would be easier in like, because they used to do the rollerball things, like they've put rollerballs in before for, I mean that did leak everywhere, so no, let's not bring the rollerballs back, because we had like a cuticle one and I'm pretty sure that leaked all over my house. But yeah, this, it's definitely a unique item. It's an item I haven't received from a book box before. I just don't understand how you would use it without getting the scent all over your hands. Unless you get like one of those reusable face pads that FairyLoot did a couple months ago, and you like rubbed it on that and then rubbed it under, because then you could have that and then you leave the scent behind. I don't know. I'm probably overthinking it way too much. Most people probably aren't as sensitive to scents as I am, so they'll be like, just dip your fingers in it and shove it on and then you're done. But also this is a very, very masculine scent, which is interesting, because I thought they'd be more likely to go with a more feminine scent, because I'm assuming they have more feminine or more, I don't know. Like, stereotypically, books appeal to women more than men. And stereotypically, perfumers presume that women would go for more feminine scents. So it just seems like a strange inclusion. But again, I really love the scent. I'm not complaining about that. It's just, I've talked about this for too long. Let me put it down and move on. Here we go. It's book time. And I've not heard of this at all. So this is a nice surprise. This is Omen of Ice by Just Ocado. When a fae falls in love, it's forever. As somebody who doesn't particularly like fae stories that much, that is one hell of a tagline. Oh. Let me try and actually break into the book, which is stunning, by the way. Like, the cover is absolutely gorgeous. There's like a little frozen skull on a tree, and there's a little bird, and there's some mushrooms, and some more mushrooms, and a dagger, and some frozen trees. Very beautiful pale blue pages. Our lives cannot stop. They will all be watching us. And then the back kind of mirrors the front, which is very pretty. Then we've got illustrated end papers with like a wolf leading a lady behind. And then, ooh, okay, foil stamp on the hardcover case of like a lady with a sword and a butterfly and some snowflakes. And then when a fae falls in love, it's forever, foil quote on the back. And we've also got under the dust jacket artwork of like the fae village, I'm assuming, which looks a lot less wintry, but also looks very beautiful. And then we have different end papers of the back of a lady and I'm presuming a fae having a big smooch by a fire, which is good of them. Why not? And then we've got a signed tipping page as well. I do think I've heard of Just Ocado before, because I've just looked at the front and she has got quite a few other book series, and I've got a feeling I might have done a cover reveal for one of her old books on my old blog, which is weird because I knew the name was ringing a bell, and then I saw the author photo and I was like, I've definitely done work for this person before. But I never thought that this would be the kind of book that OwlCrate would feature, because it just seems like it's such an under the radar one. It's not one I've seen anybody talking about. Especially considering it's Fae, you'd think people would be really hyping this up because people are still on that Modern Fairy Tales Holly Black train. People are still in love with everything that Sarah J Maas writes, and this seems like something that should be getting a lot of hype, so I don't know if OwlCrate are trying to add to that. We will read the blurb and see what we think. Caltania Tun has spent her whole life training to become a bodyguard for a winter fae. It's the highest of honours for a druid, only when Tania arrives at the Winter Court for the first time, nothing is what she expected. Her assignment is the heir to the throne, Valen, and he doesn't want her protection. In fact, he wants her gone. Yesterday. But Tania will not compromise, even if he is the most arrogant jackass she's ever met, because something isn't right in the Winter Court. Everyone has secrets. From the Winter Lords to the kitchen maids, to the rising faction that wants the prince dead, no one is who they seem. And now it's up to Tania to keep her sacred oath and protect Valen, even when his smart mouth makes her skate the razor-thin edge between love and hate. But the more she gets to know him, the more she realises his secret is the biggest of all, and might just get them both killed. It sounds interesting. It also sounds like a lot of stuff I've read before. You've got like the bodyguard, the enemies to lovers thing. It sounds not the most unique thing. But I might just be saying that because I don't really like Fae stories, so I'm automatically finding myself not attracted to this book. I don't really feel the need to pick it up. If I saw this on a shelf in Waterstones, I would just walk past. So it's not the book for me. I'm sure this is going to have a lot of people very, very happy with OwlCrate, because I cannot remember the last time that they put a Fae book in. It's not going to have been The Cruel Prince. They've got to have done some since then. I just can't think of any. I don't think that the Buried and the Bound was Fae, but that's the kind of woodsy one that I'm thinking that they've done this year. But yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are going to like this. It's just not the one for me. And so now we come to picking a winner. Oh wait, no we don't. We have to say who did the art on the book. That's a good thing to do. So this has a redesigned exclusive cover by Franziska Stern at Cover Dungeon Rabbit. The dust jacket, under the dust jacket artwork scene is by Katerina Witkovska at Witkovskaya Art. The hardcover foiling, so the foiling on the hardcover case is by Jade Cunningham at Bluely Boo, and the end pages artwork is by Anna Havaska Svab at Svanha Art. So a lot of artists involved again, which is nice. It's always good to see a lot of people doing work on these books. And now I have to decide a winner. And I have to decide between cottagecore or gothic. And I am a spooky girl in the deepest depths of my soul. It is the first week of September, and I spent at least an hour today going around all of the shops looking for the Halloween things. Anything with bones on it, anything with skulls on it, anything with undead folk, anything with ninth house, with bones, with gothic books, with gravestones, with raising the dead stickers, I'm here for. So FairyLoot, surprisingly enough, have won this month. I don't think this could have gone worse for OwlCrate, because this is just so far from my aesthetic. I'm not a fan of Fae, so the Akotar tin goes out the window. I liked the little Emily Wilde pin, but that comes every single month. You always get another pin, so I was expecting that. That wasn't like a good surprise. The skull straws from FairyLoot and the tumbler didn't sell me that much. I liked the design on the tumbler. The straws I will probably be able to get some use out of, but they'll probably just go to my children. But when it comes to OwlCrate, I'm not really going to be able to use the tin because I can't really store anything in a shape like that. I don't really like the doorways, so having the next one of those in this box has also not worked for OwlCrate for me personally. And the perfume. As someone who suffers with migraines, as someone who is sensitive to smells, as someone who doesn't use like solid deodorant, That's never going to work for me. As I said, I might sniff it as kind of like a touch-based calm down sniffy thing because it does smell real nice. But it's not the kind of thing I can imagine myself wearing because I can't risk getting migraines. They're very painful, they're very debilitating. I suffer from them chronically, so I get them enough just from existing on a daily basis without adding more kind of potential triggers into my life. So no matter how much I like that, and also just kind of down to even the basics of like the page tab battle. You've got page tabs that have a design, are a bit bigger so that you can use them to actually make notes, and you've got page tabs that are just simple strips of colour with an outer case that's inspired by the book. It's cute to put the quote from the book on it. It's nice to tie it into the theme. I think that they did that really cleverly, and one thing that OwlCrate always does amazingly is tie that theme together and make sure that everything fits it very beautifully. But if the theme and the book are focused very intensely on Fae, which is something that I really have no interest in, and FairyLoot's theme is all bones and death and skulls and skeletons, which I have a very intense interest in, this was just a very unlucky month for OwlCrate. So, congratulations FairyLoot, I think you've done a really great job. I still have some complaints with that box, like I still think less drink Claire, because you've got a lot of people who've been subscribed for a very long time. I think maybe not with the straws being so short, maybe move away from doing the cover as the printed design on the sprayed edges, especially when it comes across so pale and washed out. Don't say it's foil on the hardcover case, it is not. But other than those minor complaints, this was a really great box from FairyLoot, and I'm really looking forward to getting those Gideon the Ninth bookends up on my shelves and appreciating them in all of their glory. I am Alyce, this is the Bumbling Blogger, and that was another episode of Bookbox Duel. Please let me know if you think I picked the correct winner. If you have read either of these books, let me know which one you recommend more, or if you are interested in these books, let me know which one and why. If you're a huge fan of the Fae, I do feel very, very sorry, and I'm just sorry it's not my thing, but I know that they've got like a huge fan base, so it's not like I'm single-handedly tearing them down. And if you know how to use this like solid block deodorant without getting it all over my fingers and embedded in my fingernails, then please do hit me up, because I would like to be able to potentially try to use it without covering my hands in scent for the entire day. Thank you for watching. Please like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to, and we will see you again in a few days, hopefully, with another video. Bye! Whatever the box is, so many empty boxes.